Hello everyone, my name is Dobaria Nikitan and here we are discussing basic electrical engineering in which we are discussing chapter number 1 DC circuits. Up to now we have discussed various terms related to various DC circuits like what is current, what is voltage, what is EMF, power and energy. And in our last video we have discussed basic circuit elements like resistor, inductor and capacitor. Now, in this video lecture, we are going to discuss Ohm's law. Next, we will discuss various connections of resistors like series connection, parallel connection. So let's start with our first theory, and that is Ohm's law. So first of all, what is Ohm's law? Here statement is given, and let's assume that here we have a circuit over here. Here, a DC voltage source of a voltage V is connected across a resistor of value R. And when this supply is connected with this resistor, this DC current I is flowing through this circuit. So basically for this circuit, let's say we want to define Ohm's law. What is the statement of Ohm's law? That is given over here, and that is the ratio of potential difference between any 2 points on a conductor to the current flowing through that conductor is constant provided that temperature of the conductor do not change. Let's understand the statement. Now for this circuit, let's consider that this given resistor is nothing but a conductor. This is the resistance of that given conductor. So if we apply Ohm's law for this given circuit diagram, and what is that? Here, according to given this statement, that is the ratio. What ratio? The potential difference to given current. So for this given circuit, what is the potential difference across this terminal A and B? That is going to be the supply voltage V, as these are connected in parallel. So potential difference is V and current through that given circuit, that is going to be I. So ratio of that V by I is going to be constant. But there is one condition is given over here, that is temperature must be constant. So by considering that, here ratio of V by I should be constant according to Ohm's law, and mathematically that is given over here. Here V by I should be constant, and what should be the value of that ratio? That is going to be R, means resistance of this given circuit. So basically this is the mathematical form of this Ohm's law or its statement. And if here R is constant, that means current is directly proportional to potential difference or voltage applied across that conductor. So basically we can say in both ways, V is proportional to I or I is proportional to V. So here that is mathematically mentioned over here, V is proportional to I, or you can write it down as I is proportional to V. But if you consider V proportional to I, where R is going to be constant, so we can write it down as a V is equal to IR. So this was the statement of Ohm's law. Now let's consider that if we plot a diagram between voltage and current, if we plot the relation of between voltage and current over here, and for that we had considered XY plot over here, on which we had considered current on this x-axis and voltage on this given y-axis. Now let's consider that if we are changing the value of voltage and we are measuring with change in voltage, what will be the effect on current? So if we plot the diagram for that, if you plot the waveform for that, so that is going to be linear, which is shown in this diagram, and slope of this given waveform, that is going to be y by x, indirectly voltage by current, and that is going to be R. So basically slope of this given waveform will represent the value of resistance, and this linear waveform is representing that V and I both are proportional to each other. So this was the Ohm's law, where it represents, or it says that for a conductor, voltage is proportional to current, or current is proportional to voltage when temperature is constant. Now, there are some limitations of Ohm's law. So let's discuss it. Here, first one is relation between voltage and current does not apply to all non-metallic conductors. That means, as we had mentioned in previous statement, this is applicable only for conductor, not for all materials. So if we consider non-metallic material, for an example, here we had consider that if we consider silicon carbide. So in that case, where the relation for that material is V is equal to K into I raised to M. So this is not a linear relation between voltage and current. So this is not obeying the Ohm's law. This was the one of the limitation of Ohm's law. Now next one. Now next limitation, and that is it does not apply to non-linear devices, means various semiconducting devices, like you can consider diode, Zener diode, and other semiconducting devices. And last one, it is true for metal conductor at constant temperature, means if you change the temperature of material, then Ohm's law will not apply in that condition. So this was the third limitation of Ohm's law. This was the theory of Ohm's law, and this is the one of the most important theory in basic electrical engineering. Now let's move towards the our next theory, and that is resistors connected in series, basically series connections of resistors. And for that, here we have one diagram over here where we have connected R1, R2 and R3, three resistors in series. But first of all, what is series connection? So let's understand what is series connection. The DC circuit in which resistors are connected end to end, so that there is only one path for current to flow. That means, let's understand this statement here. R1, if we observe the connection of R1 and R2, so second end of R1 is connected with first end of R2. Similarly, second end of R2 is connected with next resistance of first end, means third resistance first end. If there will be fourth resistor, then this R3's second end will be connected with R4's first end. So basically, this is the end to end connection, and here we have only one path for current to flow. So this is known as a series connection. And this series connection of R1, R2, R3 is connected across a DC supply of V volt, and because of that we are getting the current in the circuit, that is capital I, which is mentioned over here. Now, as we know, these resistors are connected in series, so voltage will be divided across these resistors, and let's consider that voltage across R1, R2, R3 are respectively V1, V2 and V3. Here, if we define V1, V2, V3 according to Ohm's law, so that can be found out by equation V is equal to IR, and for this first resistor, if you find out the V1, that is going to be I into R1, because I is common for all circuit components in this circuit. And resistor for first resistor, that is R1. So V1 is equal to IR1, similarly V2 is equal to IR2, and similarly V3 is equal to IR3. Now, if we apply KVL in this given circuit, now if we understand the KVL over here, what is KVL? That is summation of all supply voltage is equal to summation of all voltage drops. So based on that, if we write down the equation for this circuit, that is going to be V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. And if you put the value of V1, V2 and V3 in this given equation, that is going to be supply voltage V is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Here we can take the I term as a common, and we put this I in division of this V. So we will have a V by I, and that is going to be R1 plus R2 plus R3. Here, this V by I term, that is the supply voltage divided by supply current. So that will define the total or equivalent resistance. So instead of that, I can write it down as a R equivalent, and that is going to be R1 plus R2 plus R3. So basically, I can replace this three resistor by only one equivalent resistor, and that is going to be R equivalent, and that is shown in this diagram. As this is a series connection, that's why I had mentioned equivalent resistor as a RS for a temporary over here. So this RS is nothing but equivalent resistor, and that is going to be R1 plus R2 plus R3, and that can be replaced by this three resistor. So this was the series connection. Now in this series connection, we are going to discuss one more thing over here, and that is voltage divider rule. As we had discussed previously, in three resistor, voltage is dividing over here as V1, V2, V3. Now we are going to find out the value of V1, V2, V3. But that is going to be find out in form of supply voltage. And for that, let's find out. We know that V1 is equal to IR1, similarly V2 is equal to IR2, and V3 is equal to IR3. Let's find out the V1 first of all. And V1 is equal to IR1, where we know what is I. From previous equation, we can write it down as I is equal to V by R equivalent, which is mentioned in this given equation. So if we put these value of I into our previous equation of V1, so that is going to be V1 is equal to, here instead of I we are putting this value IR equivalent, so that is going to be V by R equivalent into R1, and where what is R equivalent, that is R1 plus R2 plus R3. Similar way you can consider the value of V2 and V3, and this will provide the equation of V1, V2, V3 in form of a supply voltage. So that is a mathematical form of voltage divider rule in series circuit. Now let's discuss the next connection of resistor, and that is parallel connection. Here in this given diagram, we have three resistors R1, R2, R3 in parallel connection, and this parallel connection is connected with a DC supply of V volt, and when we had connected this DC supply to this parallel connection, we are getting total current is equal to I in this circuit, which is mentioned over here. Now let's understand the what is parallel connection, and that is given over here. When one end of each resistor, means every resistor, is connected or joined to a common point, and the other ends of each resistor, every resistor, is connected to another common point. So there are many paths, multiple paths for current to flow, as the number of resistors are connected in parallel, and that connection is known as a parallel connection. Here we have R1, R2, R3 are connected in parallel, and if we observe this connection, first end of all these three resistors are connected at one common point, that is A, and second end of this all three resistor is connected at a second common point, and that is B. And because of that, we are getting three paths over here for current to flow. As an example, here if you observe the R1, so I1 current is flowing through R1, I2 current is flowing through R2, and I3 current is flowing through R3. So basically whatever supply current is coming over here at a point A, that is dividing in three paths for this given circuit. So let's find out the equivalent resistor for this parallel connection, and for that, here according to Ohm's law, we can write down the equation of I1, I2, I3, and that is going to be I1 is equal to V by R1, similarly I2 is equal to V by R2, and I3 is equal to V by R3. And if we apply KCL over here, that is going to be total current is equal to summation of all this branch current at node A. Means we are finding the summation of all incoming current is equal to summation of all outgoing current, and that is going to be I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. If you put the value of I1, I2, I3 over here, so total I is going to be V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3, which is mentioned in this equation. Now again, I is common here, V is common over here. If we take it common and if you put it in division over here, and left hand side we will have a I by V, and on the right hand side that is going to be 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus 1 upon R3. And here I by V, that is nothing but a 1 upon R equivalent. So we can find out the inverse term of this given equation, or you can put it as it is. So instead of this I by V, that is going to find out the 1 upon R equivalent, but this is parallel connection, so you can also write it down as a 1 upon RP. RP is nothing but a equivalent resistance of this given parallel connection. So here if you put the 1 upon RP instead of this given equation, so this given term will define the equivalent resistance, inverse of equivalent resistance for this parallel connection. And so now we can replace these three resistors which are in parallel by this single resistor of having value Rp. So basically this is the equivalent circuit for our given diagram. So this was a parallel connection. Now let's discuss another topic in same theory, and that is current divider rule in parallel circuit. Here now we had changed a little bit, we had made a little bit change over here. We had considered just two resistors in parallel, R1 and R2. So two currents are dividing in two branches, I1 and I2. And again, if we find out the value of I1, I2 by Ohm's law, that is going to be V by R1, and for second that is going to be V by R2. Now what is current divider rule? Here we are going to find out the value of I1 and I2 in form of a total current, means total current I, capital I. So let's find it out. First of all, consider that I1 is equal to V by R, where what is the V? That is nothing but a I into R equivalent, or Rp. So that is given over here. And what is Rp? We had previously derived that 1 upon Rp is equal to 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2. So based on that, if you derive the Rp, so that is going to be R1 into R2, R1 plus R2. That is a simplification of this given equation. And next we had find out the inverse of this equation. So that is this given equation. Now we had an equation of I1 V by R1. If you put the value of V, which is over here, with this Rp, so we will have a I into Rp by R1, and where value of Rp is going to be this term. So if we put these value over here, so here R1 and R1 is going to be cancel out. So we will have an equation is equal to I1 is equal to R2 next resistor divided by R1 plus R2. Similarly, if you find out the I2, so that is going to be total current I into next resistor, means R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is the current divider rule for parallel circuit. So this was all for today's video. In our next video, we will discuss various types of sources which is providing electrical energy, like various types of voltage sources, current sources, and other sources. Thank you for watching this video.